Hello everyone, I am Yi.
I'm Huandong.
And I'm Vidush.
Today we are introducing our project 2. We did this project with the dataset called Global Terrorism, which we obtained through Professor Kuiper's website. This dataset contains about 200,000 rows and over 50 variables, and we just trimmed down the dataset to the ones that we need. So first of all, let's look at our research question. We were interested in exploring the distribution of global terrorism over the years between 1970 and 2018. And we also included in our app the capability to analyze the trend of terrorism within a certain country. And in our later demonstration of the app, we would use the United States as an example. So let's look at our variables. First of all, latitude and longitude. These two variables are the coordinates of the location where a particular terrorist attack happened, and we use that to plot the terrorist attack in our map. And then we have the success variable. It is a categorical variable and it has two values, 0 or 1. When it is 0, it means the terrorist attack was unsuccessful, and when it is 1, it means the attack was successful.
Then we have attack type, weapon type, and target type. In attack type, we look at the type of terrorist attack this was. It could be assassination or hijacking or a bombing or some other similar terrorism attack. We also look at weapon type, which describes the type of weapon that the attackers used, which could be a biological weapon, chemical weapon, firearms, or some other sort of weapon, including unarmed attacks, of course. The target type was the type of was the location, the type of location that was attacked. So that could be a business, a military installation, or a place of worship, or any other type of location.
Here are the four last variables we use in our app, which are region tags, country tags, province or state, and city name. For example, if Grinnell is the city name, Iowa is the state name, United States of America is the country name, and then North America is the continent name.
Okay, so now let's take a look at our app. So first of all, let's look at the map that we did. So we have a legend here, and this legend shows like a gradient of colors, and it corresponds to the number of terrorist attacks that happen. The wider this thing is, the fewer terrorist attacks there are. So if you look at the United States, for example, it is very purplish, so there were a lot of terrorist attacks that happened in the year 1970s. And also we have animation feature. If you want to look at the change in the general trend, you could just click on this button and it's gonna play. And you can see how the color gradient changes with the year. And whenever you see something interesting, you can always pause and then analyze what happened in that year. We also included another feature called Show Attack Instance. So if you check this box, you'll find that the map includes dots that are plotted, and each dot represents a terrorist attack that happened in that particular year. So if you hover over them, you could also see that there are labels which show more detailed information.
After that, we wanted to explore, we wanted to visualize the distribution of various attack types throughout the years. So then we made a pie chart which sort of gives the distribution of those different attack types, like it has hijacking, hostage taking, facility attack, armed assault, or bombing explosions. And then this pie chart is set to update along with the map for every year. So as you can see, it keeps changing throughout the years. Like some years there are more armed assaults or less facility infrastructure attacks, and we can see the distribution change. Moreover, the colors on the pie chart are mapped to the same colors as the map. So if like we see a lot of red, that means it's bombing explosions, and we see like the distribution of bombing explosions in the year 1994 on the map. So there's a correspondence relation between colors of the labels on the map and the colors in the pie chart.
Besides analyzing the terrorism globally, if you find some interesting country, you can go to the second panel of our app, which is called Plus. And take United States of America as an example, we choose a region here, so North America, and then country we have chosen here, so United States of America. And then it shows the plot, the count versus year here. And since it is colored by attack type, you can see the reduction of bombing and explosion contribute to the decrease of terrorism during 70s and 1980s. And besides coloring by attack type, you can also choose to color by weapon type or target type. Okay, let's go back to the attack type. Also, another feature of our app is to show what you want to plot for y-axis. Here we choose the count as our y-axis. You can also choose the success rate. And unfortunately, this doesn't tell us a lot.
Okay, so we were interested in exploring further the trend that we see with United States terrorist attack, because with all the news flying around, we assume beforehand that there would be higher rates of terrorist attacks in the 21st century, but then we see that there's actually a spike around the 1970s, and then United States terrorist attacks has been decreasing. So we looked up some background knowledge, and we found that there were two main reasons responsible for this spike in the 1970s. First is the sentiment of anti-Vietnam War. A group of radical students formed this organization called the Weather Underground, and it is one of the most famous terrorist organizations in the United States history, and they were responsible for most of the bombings around that time, which you can see corresponds to the peak of bombing attacks in the 1970s. And the second reason there were a lot of terrorist attacks was dissatisfaction with the advancement of civil rights. So colored people felt that their rights were not acknowledged, so they acted with violence.
See you.
Thank you.